Hello and welcome back to the desk here at the Halo World Championship Tour London. I'm Brycey, and joining me on the desk this time, we've got Walshy and Wonderboy. All the W's, all standing for winning. Guys, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm looking forward to this next match.
Doing well.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, we've had a few games so far today. Let's take a little look at all the fixtures that we've had and all the ones that are actually going to be coming up in just a little short while. As you can so far see, we've had Hype Gaming versus Garda. That game's already done. Hype Gaming still alive. Reform versus Team Ambition. We just saw Ambition also still alive moving forward. And then Epsilon versus Riot, Dig versus Rift, Infuse versus Viperio, Excel versus Exertus. They'll be all our winners games going on. And then you can see the rest of the bracket is now starting to be populated with how these games are going to go down. A lot of losers to come through these next few games. So as you can see, I mean, for me, this is kind of this is the exciting games. Both teams in this have won their first original games and haven't tasted defeat. So they're at least riding on a high. They've at least done something when they've come here this weekend.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like I said, every team that we're going to be seeing very, very soon has a win under their belt. So that's a lot of confidence for them. I'm certainly looking forward to this next match that you see, the winners match, Epsilon versus Riot. An interesting mix of game types here in the winners match. So that I think is going to play into Riot's favor. But I still think Epsilon, a very dominant force, wouldn't be surprised to see them come out with a win in this one.
Well, as you can kind of see here, the bracket is now up on your screens, and this is the way this is completely played out. The loser of this one will kind of jump down into that decider match against Ironide Gaming to see who comes group runner-up. And obviously, like I'm saying, this has been a kind of a great bracket to watch here. I mean, Epsilon are the massive favourites coming in, and so far they've done the business. Can they do it again is the real question, and continue on running what everyone suspects will be them right towards the end.
Yeah, I believe they can do it. One thing to also keep in mind for these following 4 matches is, of course, one team is going to be moving on to the, guaranteed into the championship bracket after this. But the team that loses this game has to bounce back. Like, for example, assuming Riot loses this match, they have to bounce back and still defend their chance to get into the winner bracket because I guess that's going to kind of show like tournament veteranship, like how many tournaments have you gone to, how well can you bounce back from a loss? Because there's some teams that they lose and like they just collapse at that point. It's like, oh well, we're done then. Like we're just going to analyze the previous games and not focus on the future. And I've seen plenty of teams, like especially even North American scene, where they'll lose to a team that they wouldn't have lost to in online scrims or lost to out of 100 different matches.
No, I mean, you see it time and time again here. It's not about how well you win, it's about how well you lose and go on to your next game.
Yes.
But all right, let's jump into the kind of the meat and veg of this one. We're going to talk about Epsilon first of all. They are the first seed, the kind of the big hopes in this tournament. Wonderboy, I want you to break them down for me.
Well, yeah, they're not only the big hopes in this tournament, but also a lot of people's massive hopes for World Championships. I think they are essentially one of the biggest hopes that Europe has of making it out of groups at Worlds. And here's the thing, when we talk about Epsilon, we don't talk about them not making it to Worlds. They're pretty much a guaranteed lock making it to Worlds. And this lineup of the Buck Brothers, Snipe Drone and Jimbo, they've been together for so long, they've gelled together so well, and Halo 5 really seems to be their game. So I'm expecting big things out of Epsilon here this weekend, and I certainly think they can make it to the EMEA regional finals.
Now, interesting thing, right? You've said Epsilon are a lock. However, just before we went live, you said you don't think this is a 2-0. You think they're actually going to lose this very first game.
Yeah, I think game 1, breakout altitude, actually plays in the favor of Riot, and this is a big call. But I've seen throughout the qualification campaign, Riot are actually really strong breakout players. And I actually think if it was maybe a gamble, we've seen, Epsilon in the past, they've been a very dominant breakout team.
Yeah.
But recently against Infuse, they've dropped the odd breakout game here and there. And Riot, for me, they have a lot of upside. If it was gamble where Epsilon can control that camouflage, then yeah, I think Epsilon wins that game. But because it's altitude, I think actually Riot, they have a big chance. Hollers especially is a big game player for them. And I think he can help his team take game number 1, but I still think Epsilon should be winning this game, and they'll take game 2 and 3.
All right, well, as you said, it's Breakout. Now, Breakout is something we haven't actually seen this weekend so far. It's a very different way of playing Halo. Walshy, do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, it's Halo 5's new game type, and it's a one-life game. So most people are used to Halo style, where you have like radar, you have shields, and you have multiple lives. This has none of the above. So it takes 3 shots of the pistol to kill, 2 shots to the BR to kill, 3 shots to the DMR to kill. So it changes kill times, and you see a lot of strategic pushes that go on in this game because teams are going to be at certain times passive at the beginning, not wanting to push out and die and possibly leave their team in a 4v3 situation for the rest of that game. Other times, teams are going to do some amazing pushes. I remember seeing Allegiance in one of the North American Cups did this incredible push to win the match. They sent 3 down low, snuck up behind CLG's members, and ended up clearing them out within a matter of seconds. So it's a great game type to cast because you get to talk about the strategy within each round. You can see how teams adapt to each other, and it's just going to be a great match. And I'm especially excited after hearing Wonderboy's predictions saying that Riot is very good at this map on Breakout.
Well, there's the man on screen right there. Is Hollers. He's really been a big game player for Riot, so look out for him to make some plays. I think he's the BR player for Riot on this map as well, so he's going to be the man that's going to be making plays. But look, I want to touch upon what you said. It's a bit of a different game type for the Halo series. When you get yourself in a 2v1 or one-on-one situation, it's something that is kind of foreign for Halo players. Like, we've never really had that before. You're putting yourself in a 1v1 situation. It's not like a 49-49 standoff. It's completely different. It's you against one other player, and it's on you. It's on your shoulders to win your team the round.
And everyone is watching.
That is an absolutely horrible feeling, I can tell you that much. I don't like it. I don't rise to the occasion very well.
Well, we're going to see whether or not the players can handle that pressure. But first, guys, I'm going to need a scoreline prediction from the pair of you.
Well, like I said, I see Riot taking game number 1. I think it's very, very doable. I've said before, Epsilon are a very, very solid breakout team, but I actually think Riot can take game number 1. But game 2 and 3 really should be Epsilon's, and I see them making it out of Group A.
Has he changed your mind, Walshy?
I'll call it 2-0 Epsilon.
Oh, okay.
I think that's fair.
He's, I can see the potential. For example, if Riot was able to win this game 1, it wouldn't be a surprise. But I still don't think it's in favor of Riot to win game 1. So I'm going to say 2-0 Epsilon.
I'm just making a gutsy call. I'm trying to make things interesting. And hey, you know what? When I'm right, it's going to be fantastic, okay?
Well, thank you guys for that. Let's hand it over to our casting team for this one. It's Tun and Onset. Take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. And there hasn't been much roasting yet. I don't know if anyone's sort of just maybe a little bit tired and sort of waiting until this afternoon.
I feel like there was a bit of a truce after yesterday, this morning, and I think we've all been waiting for the first person to initiate it.
It's either that or Golden Boy's just not warming himself up. Yeah, I feel this little safety bubble.
Yeah, there's no Golden Boy, so I think we're all safe at the moment.
We're okay at the moment. But anyway, we've got a good game coming up here. The first of one of our big games. Epsilon taking on Riot. Let's have a quick look at the maps because I know I'm excited for this moment because we're playing Breakout for the first time here this weekend, and I'm just really looking forward to see how it's going to go down on the big stage.
Yeah, we're going to see a bit of it, as I say. The pace is going to change slightly now with the Breakout single life elimination, and it's there's players who I want to watch in this particular game are Hollers, because he's a bit of a Breakout god from what I see. As we heard Wonderboy say, he's going to be the player who's probably going to pick up the BR at the start and be controlling that, and as we know, 2 shots to the head with the BR and you're toast. So I think Altitude's definitely going to be an exciting map to start with, and Tun, I think you're going to enjoy this one as well.
Oh man, I'm so looking forward to Breakout Altitude. I can't wait to see what these players can offer. You said Hollers is going to be the guy to watch, and we'll go on board with him straight away as soon as we get into this game. I'm such a fan. It's just a completely new concept.
It's new Halo, isn't it? It's totally new Halo.
Completely changes the game, brings something completely different. I spotted a little guy in the bottom left corner of the map there. I don't know if you see
it. Yeah, it's a sneaky little beaver down there, yeah.
He's just hiding away, but we are going to jump straight into this. And as he said, we've talked a lot about Hollers. He's going to be the guy to watch straight off the bat here. And which way is he going to go? I mean, is he going to be the guy that goes with VR, or is he just going to try and rip faces with this pistol or the SMG?
I think he's going to be the player for Riot to definitely try and pick up this BR at the start. He seems to have the most accurate aim, but it seems like he's actually going to push top mid, Tun.
Top mid straight off the bat there. Let's see what he can do with this pistol. Of course, we do have the players in the soundproof booth, so they cannot hear anything we say. Obviously, it's something that we have to be cautious of sometimes, but it should be all right. I hope they don't hear us anyway. Otherwise, we could be in a bit of an awkward situation, but let's see what he's doing. Just a bit of a slow push from both teams here.
Yeah, and as we see Epsilon Jimbo there at the top of the sneaky ledge there, but Holler's doing a good job here, but Jimbo does pick up that first kill, which is so important.
Yeah, so now 4 versus 3, and they just need to trade. Buck 20 coming in, oh, great shots on the Hollers, and let's see what he can do from this position as well. First time I've casted over the Epsilon guys, and I'm looking forward to see what they can do. Genius is in a lot of trouble. Buck 20 picks up another 4 versus 1. Lots of problems for Riot in the first round, as Epsilon themselves run Riot.
And as we all know, in Breakout, the first kill is so important, and Jimbo did a great job there picking that up, and all of a sudden, if you have that numbers advantage, a team like Epsilon are going to be really aggressive on the rest of the players. They're going to double up, their shots are on, and that's going to be 1-0 to Epsilon to start this one off, Ton.
Oh, Buck20 getting up very, very quickly there. Big to want to be on. He has spotted somebody in marker as well, so knows they are still around. Just looking for the pick, looking to be precise with that pistol, which is so deadly in normal game modes on Breakout times 10. I mean, Holler's big gunfight coming up here. Neither player able to pick up the kill. Buck20 very, very injured. Riot Tide's going to come in there with the kill. With the SMG, picks up the double as well. That's really opened things up for Riot. Let's see what Tide can do to continue on. He's going to be able to pick up another. Not quite. Drops down to the Hydra. Decides not to pick it up. Holler's going to pick up the kill on the Snipe Drone. It's 3 versus 1 in favor of Riot. Looking good for them. And it is going to go down. Snipe Drone goes down. And Epsilon get the... sorry, the round goes to Riot. Sorry. Sorry.
That's all right, buddy.
It's
Don't worry.
1-1.
And Tide, great play there.
Yeah,
we
it was
saw
really
on screen
nice.
that picked up the double kill, almost picked up the triple kill there, and he was Snipe Drone was left in a 3v1 situation at the end there, and they've managed to tie it up pretty quickly there. And Tide are going to be Riot, are going to be really happy with that play because they don't want to give an inch to Epsilon. They know they're the first seed, but they want this is a game type that they can definitely take.
Well, Combo with Snipe Drone. He's eventually going to get a hold of that BR. See what he can do with it. Shot's going to go down there. Malzy gets the better of him. 2-piece coming in from him. Great work there with the double. And 3 versus 2 now in favor of Riot. Let's see what they can do to try and pull this one out. It is 1-1 between these two teams. Can they get around? Jimbo takes a shot to the head. Is Malzy going to think about challenging? Yes, he is, but the flag is actually being pulled by Riot. Now, is that something we see too often or not?
Usually when you get the numerical advantage, it's a good idea, especially on a map like Altitude, when you're not sure where the opposition are, because it forces the leftover players to actually move into a position where they can see that flag being moved. And as we see, all of a sudden, Riot are 2-1 up in this game, and Epsilon are going to have to really take this team seriously, because they can potentially take this game.
Those 2 rounds where they've won it, it just seems as if they make those little... not to try and use the word, but breakout players. You know what I mean? It's like they make those couple of kills very quickly and suddenly they're moving.
Move so quickly.
Yeah, they're trying to do something with it. So it seems as if Riot are really switched on here at breakout. But can they do the whole series? We'll see. But it is the best out of 3, of course. They will need to win 2 maps to walk away. But they are currently up in this game. Let's see what they can do from this position.
And Tide has actually picked up the first kill once again for Riot there, so they're going to have the numerical advantage as he's got 2 players top mid. Hollers is actually looking over that BR base. He must have got a call out that Snipe Drone is more than likely around there, but as you see Ton here, we're going to see him jumping up on the sneaky ledge as Genius picks up another kill as he seems to be the BR player. Let's have a look at what he can do here as he's pushing top mid, and Tide picks up another kill there, and they're actually moving the flag in for once again, Ton, and it just seems like they're collapsing at exactly the right moments, and Malzy's eventually taken down.
So good for Riot Gaming. 3-1 now, and this is very, very strong from them at this moment in time. You know, we said this is a map they could potentially take off Epsilon. They're showing why. 5 kills at the top there. I think it was for Tide.
I think it was for Tide. He seems to be making big plays here, but Genius is going to be the BR player here. Let's see what he can do.
See if that BR is so powerful. And of course, breakout. Then you guys are not aware. No shields available, so a much quicker kill to any of these guys here, and only 1 life per round. Flag is there. If you can try and capture it, you have to grab it and take it to the enemy base, but realistically it mostly always goes down to kills. As you said, that flag is really just to bait people out if you are in the lead. In the numerical advantage, which is currently belonging to Epsilon. We're on board with Jimbo with a new pistol skin. I love it, man. It's so loud.
That's beautiful, isn't it? It's like it's the hippie pistol. I'm going to call it from now on.
Jimbo does manage to pick up a kill on Hollis. There's going to pick up the second. Buck20 helps him out, taking down Tide. It's now a 4 versus 1. Epsilon looking to get back into this one. He should be able to do it now. Flag is pulled. He should be able to bait out the player here. Jimbo running this one home. Is he going to be able to get it away? It should just be a formality. There you go. 5th round does go over to Epsilon. 3-2 now to Tide as Epsilon look to try and get back into the game.
Yeah, and Epsilon taking that round there. We're seeing Jimbo was actually managing to pick up that first kill, and it seems like every time it's been so important to get that numerical advantage. And Jimbo seems the player on Epsilon at the moment who seems to be making things happen. He keeps picking up that first kill, and he seems to be pretty hot in the kill feed from what I can see.
Oh, Jimbo once again putting him on this ledge. It's not going to work out for them that time. Hollis takes him down. Buck20 did get the kill onto Genius though. So it is a 3 versus 3. Good trade by both teams. On board with Hollis, as we said, really good at breakout, and it just proved why. Taking down Jimbo there very quickly. He was very aware of the danger that Jimbo could pose up there, but managed to dispatch of him. See what he can do from this position, just taking its things slowly. Both teams slow things down a little bit here.
Yeah, and Snipe Drone's going to be the player here with the BR. He's very patient in this game time. But Jimbo's actually taken down. Oh, sorry, that's the initial kill. Still that red cross confusing me as he finds one player here. Mousey's taken down. He's toast. 2 shots to the head there. Great shots from Snipe Drone. And he's just going to try and control this tower, walk around and help out his teammate Buck20.
Oh, Buck20 is going to get helped out by Snipe Drone. Shots did go down in the middle of the map there. Did that Riot Gamer player get away? No. Hollows goes down to Buck20. Good work by him. And it's suddenly a 1 versus 3. And Tide has a hell of a lot to do. He goes down. Epsilon are going to draw things up here. 3-3 now.
And it seems like the Epsilon beast has awoken all of a sudden. It's 3-all, and Snipe Drone did a great job there with that BR. Picks up the kills, and it looks like Epsilon are finally coming to life in this series, son.
It seems as if when Riot have the first, if they can get the first kill, they can walk away with the round. But I mean, that actually happened in the last round, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, it seems to be all about that first pick, and then who can be aggressive immediately after that.
If they can make those couple of kills and try and get something moving, then they make it work. But it's trying to do that against an Epsilon squad who seem to be getting more into this game now. It started off pretty badly for them. It was 3-1 to Riot. Now Tide, trying to turn the tide of the game back in their favor. You like that? It was far too easy though, wasn't it? I mean, it's literally laying on a plate for me, but on board with Tide. Let's see what he can do here. Shots are being fired and taken by him. Looking to get some shots off. That's great shots on the Buck20 though. And that's going to open things up. Is he going to be able to get the other twin as well? Not quite. Shot did go in. Is the grenade going to help? Not quite as well as he's taking fire. But 4-3 at the moment in terms of numbers. Hollis is looking to do something from this position as well. And so accurate with these pistols, these pros. You know, when it gets to the higher level, there is really a massive gap between your common guy who goes and plays in publics to these guys. Phenomenal Halo players.
Yeah, and you cannot be missing shots in Breakout. As we've mentioned, you have got barely any.
You
have no shields at all, and it's a great shot, and his teammate come in genius there and helps him out with the kill there, and it's 4-2 here, and the 2-man advantage for Riot Gaming, and it looks like they're just going to try and, I think Hollis needs to try and move this flag as they've actually spotted one of the Epsilon players. It's 57, he's trapped, but Snipe Drone's trying to put up a last stand here, Tunnel, and he's going to be the player to watch in the 2v4 situation.
Let's see what they can do here. They're not in a great position. They are getting pinned in from every single direction. Genius takes down Snipe Drone. It is going to be Buck57 left all on his own. Genius does get that kill with the BR, and this should be all but a formality. Buck57 has shown himself. The shots have been put in, but he's going to get challenged by probably 3 members of Riot. Doesn't matter, the flag's going to go in. They make it nice and easy. 4-3 now to Riot.
And all of a sudden we thought Epsilon were getting hot in this series, but Riot have taken that round there, and it's tied with 6 kills. And I mean, that's a great start for him. He's going to be really pleased with how they're starting out. I just seen Tide seems to be the player who's picked up the second and third kills in this quite a lot, and he seems to be the player who's initiating a lot of the pushes for Riot.
Let's see what he can do from this position. He has been very strong so far. Shot's going to go in.
Great
Another
shots
kill from him. He is playing phenomenally at the moment. The Tide is too strong for Epsilon. It is washing them away. I've been lining that up for a few minutes now.
You're on fire right now, Ton. You're on fire, my friend.
Shot's going to come in, though. Jumbo does take him down. Epsilon trying to fight back here because they are 1 round away from elimination. What can Jimbo do? The answer is get the kill on the Malsey. Looking pretty good now for Epsilon. They are 3-2 to the good in terms of guys alive. Is he going to pick up the kill on Hollis as well? Yeah, Hollis has had a bit of a quiet game. If anything, he's picked up a couple of kills. He's under a lot of pressure at the moment. 2 versus 3 in favor of Epsilon. Made that a 1 versus 3. Last man standing is Hollis. What can he do from this position? Shot's going to get fired. Nothing at the moment. He's surely going to go down. We're going to go to the very final round. It is now 4-4.
Well, what a start to this series, son. It's 4-4. The next round will take it, and it's I don't know who to pick at this point. It seems to be so back and forth, but Epsilon really put on a show in that round. As soon as they got that first kill, the aggression came in. They were managed to pick it up, but Snipe Drone is a player who seems to have had quite a quiet game here, which in Breakout is very surprising. We actually saw him pick up an Extinction medal earlier in one of the earlier cups, which is obviously where he takes down all 4 players himself. So let's see if Snipe Drone can all of a sudden this last round be the player to watch.
The grenade's just trying to zone him away from that BR. Is he going to be able to get a hold of it? Malsey does take some shots, so that's going to allow Snipe Drone to push forward. Picks up the BR. Shots being fired on him, though. Tide puts so much pressure on him. Genius got the kill on the Buck20 as well. So it's now 2 versus 4. Can Riot take this first map away? The flag has been pulled by Tide as well.
It's Tide again.
Can he push it forward? He's played so well this whole map. Can he get anything here? Jimbo does answer back, taking down all his
57 picks up a kill.
Fantastic work by the Bucks, and can Tide just about get away? 2 versus 2, and it's so tight here.
And it just seems like Tide there is now in a difficult position.
Oh,
they
he's
were
in
up
hell.
4-2, but he's now got that flag in his hand, and he's got to make a play here. He's in a horrible position, though. It seems like his teammate's trying to get into a position to cover him, but you don't want to be bottoming with the flag here. It's going to be really difficult for him to pick up a few kills here. He does still have that pistol, but having that flag in your hand, I mean, it's a difficult situation, because if he drops that flag at any point, Epsilon are going to know exactly where he is.
Tide just looking to try and push forward here somewhere. And 35 seconds remaining. 2 players apiece.
Snipe drone's on the hunt as well. We can't actually see Snipe drone for some reason, because he's dead.
Because he's dead. Yes, on board with Buck 57 at this moment in time. 2 versus 2. It's so evenly poised between these 2 teams. It is all going to come down to this. 20 seconds remaining. Let's see what they can do. Are they just going to ride it out? I feel as if that might be the way.
You think it's that close right now? Both teams are just going to go for the reset and see start 4v4 again?
I think so. I think so. 5 seconds remaining. It's looking that way. Is any going to be able to pick up a kill? I do not think so. And they are going to ride it out, and that's going to be a draw in that round.
Both teams just not willing to give an inch there. Nobody wanted to make the play to win it.
But Riot were there, though. It was theirs for the taking. They got the kills they needed to, and they were 4-2. And suddenly Epsilon switched on. And that was it. They answered back instantly, 2 kills just like that, and that was the round just sort of deadlocked. And neither teams really wanted to do anything. Are we going to see something, maybe a bit of a slower start? Because we've seen Riot just flick a switch. They got those 2 kills. Epsilon flicked that switch back off and got those 2 kills themselves as well. So it just answered back fantastically. But let's see what either of these teams can do this time. And it seems just to be a big stack mid, just sort of trying to pick.
Yeah, it just seems. I hope Riot don't live to regret that 4v2 situation in the previous round. But Epsilon are going to be more than happy to get away with that previous round, as Jimbo here is going to be looking down on the right side of the pit. And it just seems, as I said, he finds that player, Hollis. That's going to be massive in this round.
Now are they going to try and make something of that there? They're going to move in. Snipe Drone's going to get the kill on the Tide, who's been so influential for Riot. It's now a 4 versus 2 in favor of Epsilon. Can Riot do what Epsilon did the last round? The answer is no. It's all
and
players
Epsilon
go
take it
down, and Epsilon take it 5-4. Riot have got to be so disappointed with that.
They've got to be absolutely gutted. I mean, they had the chance to win that in a 4v2 situation in a final round, but they did not close it out. Epsilon managed to just take it to the final round once again, get that reset, and then Epsilon just collapsed on Riot, and Jimbo, as we saw, he was the man to watch. I mean, 9 kills in a breakout, you're going to win a lot of games there. It just seems like Hollis, we hyped him up before. I did, I mean, that's my fault. Sorry, Hollis. You were at the bottom of the list there, and I've got to take the onset curse is returning on day 2.
You're jinxing people all over the shop, but there you go. Epsilon Esports do take the first map. And I mean, we had a little conversation that if Riot want to win this series, they really needed that.
Yeah, they had the best chance to win a best of 3 against Epsilon is when you start with a breakout, because it's one of those game types where you can kind of sneak a couple of rounds. As we saw there, they were so close. They were so close. I mean,
it's going to be absolutely devastating.
It's going to hurt them. And
4v2 last round, boys. We got it. Don't worry, it's fine. And suddenly Epsilon like, nope.
Epsilon, it was like Epsilon were like, wait, hold up, we're actually meant to be the better team here.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
but maybe we should start playing all of a sudden.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll stop.
Yeah,
okay.
1-0 to us. Good job, guys.
But yeah,
the fist bumps were coming out all the way across. Yeah, we'll do that. So
I think what that noise was.
I'm worried about the next game for Riot though, because that's going to be such a crushing defeat for them in that first breakout game.
Where momentum is such a massive thing. If you're Epsilon, you come off the back of such a close game like that. You know, they were 3-1 down, and that was literally Riot were in the driving seat. This is like, okay, if you'd set them before the game, right, you're going to be 3-1 up. Okay, we'll take that. Okay, well, yeah, Epsilon are going to catch you back up, but in the last round, you're going to be 4 versus 2.
They would have beat your hand off for that. They would have loved that situation, and you just hope
couldn't capitalize on it.
Just hope that the right team is mature enough to try and forget that game all of a sudden and move on, because you can get quite emotionally invested in that first loss, because they know how important that was.
Yeah.
So if they can just sort of hit the reset button and calm down,
they've got to just forget about it. There's no point in resting on it, because at the end of the day, if you go in and think, we could have won.
What could have been?
Yeah, there's no point, because it's over and done with now. Move into this next map with play the same way you did, because they made it really close there. Of course, Breakout is a very different game mode to the others. It's a completely different element. Can they carry it on to the Slayer? I don't know what you think.
It depends on their start, I think. I think we could.
If Jimbo fires like you did in that breakout, then this is going to be very hard for Riot.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. And when you've got a player like Snipe Drone, I mean, we've talked about him a lot. I mean, as far as Slayers are concerned, he's going to be the one who's controlling power weapons, etc. And he's a bit of a beast when it comes to Slayers. He's always seems to be top of the kill feed. But one player from Epsilon who's really performed well in the qualifiers as far as slaying power is concerned is Buck 20. He's been really, really hot. And if those two are firing. It's going to be difficult to Riot, but they've just got to make sure they keep it close at the start of the game.
Okay, well, let's see what Snipe Drone can do, because I didn't manage to catch Epsilon's first game yesterday. I'm interested to see what Snipe Drone can do. You guys have hyped him up. I want to see what he can do with these power weapons. We're going to be checking that out in a second on the rig, but a map we haven't seen too much this weekend so far.
We saw a lot of strongholds on it, but we haven't seen any Slayer on it at the moment.
Oh, of course, yeah, Slayer rig is what I meant.
And there's a slightly different setup on this. We do have the sniper rifle on the map here, as well as the camouflage. So you're going to see Snipe Drone likes to try and get that sniper rifle and take it back to the BR base. We've seen him hit a lot of quick snipes on this. I mean, there's been some clips on the HCS that have been put up, and it's all about the Snipe Drone show so far on this. This is his map.
Okay, well, we are definitely going to go on board with him for the rig, Team Slayer. And if we do get to it, the last map was, I do believe, what was the last map there? I actually completely missed it.
The last map, my friend, is Eden Strongholds.
Okay, well, it is going to be the rig, Team Slayer. We're going to start with Snipe Drone straight off the back here. What can he do? Going to go straight for that sniper rifle. Control those power weapons is what Epsilon are going to try and do. And let's see what Snipe Drone can do from this position. With the sniper rifle, Book 20 does open things up and takes down Tide. And there you go, Friday stats. Kill, the death ratio, 1.93, accuracy, 56%. You cannot argue with those stats.
No, he's doing exactly what we said just before this game started. He's running, he's grabbed that sniper rifle, and he's backed straight up to this BR base where he's going to find a player top. Oh my word, I mean, what a way to start the game. He's now looking across as Genius had his face taken. And if Snipe Drone starts the game like that, if he can get even hotter, I mean, it's going to be difficult for Riot. You just can't walk into his crosshairs.
Yeah, really just proven why he's one of the best players in Europe at this moment in time, 3-1, and just scouting things out. Malzy does get the kill onto Jimbo. Just looking around here. Malzy gets a second as well, so they're going to draw things up, but Snipe Drone does have that sniper playing to his name here, and Tide is in a lot of trouble there. Snipe pistols coming in there, and he's going to get taken down eventually. Tide just caught with his pants down a little bit there. Sniper does come out. Malzy is going to get a shot taken. Not quite the head, though, for Snipe Drone. They just dominate this control here, though. Epsilon, Buck 57 is going to get the kill, and the second on the Malzy as well. That's massive from Buck 57. And is he going to be able to continue that trend? A couple of kills there for him, but they are in the lead now. Epsilon looking good.
Yeah, and as you see, his teammates, this is what we talk about. Keeping your sniper alive is so important. Epsilon is so good at being aware of Snipe Drone's position, and all they're doing at the moment is walking around the map and trying to bait players into certain positions. But Jimbo is actually just going in there, and I think he's got the SMG in his back pocket. And as we all know, Ton, that SMG is going to wreck your shields as you get close enough to it.
You get melted close range
you really
by that.
do.
But here we go. This is actually Riot trying to push around and trying to flush Tide. Tide is trying to flush Snipe Drone out, but it's not going to work. Sniper Drone is going to come up with the two.
Just a triple kill
as well with the sniper. Fantastic work by him. I'm so good at we went on him to catch that, but
that headshot we just
work.
caught.
Snipe Drone just catching that last sniper there with the triple kill. Good work by Epsilon. And it seemed as if Riot were trying to push in there, trying to bring something of it, and Snipe Drone says, no, sorry.
That's the thing, I mean, even in short-range situations, because he's so good at hitting these headshots, he's just making it look so easy. As I was trying to say, another headshot comes in on Hollis, and Snipe Drone, as we say, this is the Snipe Drone show so far. He's just going to back up, finds another player, hits the beatdown. Can he clean this one up? Gets the trade on Tide, and I mean, there's a reason we talk about him, Ton, and he's showing you right now exactly why it is.
Oh, man, that sniper rifle's coming up in 30 seconds. I wonder who Epsilon are going to try and get that on board with. He's got two players in front of him, though. Tide is actually perfect coming from both players there. Managing to take each other out and trading. But that's going to be good for Riot. They do not want to let Snipe Drone have a hold of that sniper rifle anymore.
No, he's just absolutely destroying with it. I mean, we've seen a triple kill. We've seen 2 quick scopes. We've seen him trading kills he probably should have lost. But Jimbo seems to be just putting the pressure on at the moment for the Epsilon side. And
they're doing the good work of zoning the other team out from Snipe Drone. The sniper rifle has just come up, as we said. Is he going to go for it as well?
I think you'll find he's already grabbed it. And then this is a scary thing to see.
Oh, God. This is a lot of trouble for Riot at this moment in time. You know, first map, they were really, really close up against Epsilon. But this moment in time, they really are not able to do anything when this guy's got this weapon in his hands. Currently, Hollis is going to get the kill onto Jimbo, though, with the pistol. What can Snipe Drone do? Is he looking for the pick here? Not going to quite happen for him, but Buck 57 also has the sniper rifle remaining from the last spawn in his hands as well. Genius does get the kill on the Buck 20, but Snipe Drone just scouting around, having a look, trying to make those angles. The rest of his team just zoning up fantastically well for him. Just looking, he has so many bullets available to him as well. That's got to be at least, what, like 6 or 7 kills there for him. Just need to be lined up.
Yeah, and as I say, I really don't want to switch off him, but a great flank there from Genius, and he's going to be the player to take that weapon out. He picks out the double kill. and he's actually picked up the scatter shot now. He's now going to push this play. He's got the advantage with the weaponry, and Mousy picks up a kill. This could be 4 dead for Epsilon if he can push this kill, and all of a sudden that sniper rifle could go back into the control, and they have the potential to come back, but Buck20's actually picks it up, and he's taken down by Hollers, and all of a sudden this game has changed, Ton.
Yeah, it's just completely opened up because Genius came around the back and just played out Epsilon so well. That SMG just absolutely ripped them apart, and it's really just broken through there for Riot. They may be able to bring this one back, and Plasma Cannon in the hands of Malzy. Oh, lots of shots going to come in there. Snipe Drone is going to take him out, and Malzy does go down.
Yeah, and it was a Plasma Caster versus Plasma Caster battle there.
I wasn't sure if the other guy had it or not. I just thought he killed himself.
Sniper did a great job of just banking those the launching grenades off of the wall and just absolutely wrecking the shields that we saw there. And Mousy, he had the camouflage, and I think that was what maybe sparked that initial push where Genius was managed to push him. But 57 is now going to be showing that he can use the sniper rifle as well. And he's now, once again, Epsilon, just trying to clear out this BR base and set up an area for someone with the sniper to post up and hit the shots. And he now hits the shot on Genius. Please turn around to do it. Please do it, Alex. Oh.
Didn't pick it up there,
and it's
57,
Will, not
but
Alex,
it was
I'm sorry.
It was one of them plays where you think, oh god, please do it to him, but he didn't manage to pull that off. But 31-18 is a lot better score than it was, because it was looking like Epsilon were going to really walk away with it. Sorry, and Riot were just completely in no contention here. But oh, Buck 57 jumps around, picks up the sniper once again. Not many bullets left available for it, but I'm sure he'll use them effectively. Genius putting a lot of shots down there, but Buck 57 wise to back out. Jimbo picks up the final hit onto him. Jimbo picking up another kill on the Tide, actually, as the sniper rifle is going to spawn again. And I imagine we're going to see Snipe drawn out again, but Hollers does take Jimbo down. So it's not out of the question at the moment for Riot Gaming, but at this moment in time, Epsilon looking very, very strong. What can, Tide do? I'm not going to use the same line. I'm not.
Go on, do it.
Stop it. What can he do to change
the tide? To change the seas. I think Tide, they're doing a great job here. I mean, he's got the scatter shot, but it's so difficult to play against Epsilon when they have the control of that sniper rifle, because even if you pick up,
isn't it?
Even
like,
if you pick up a couple of kills, even if you're in a close range battle, their ability with it, they can quick scope you, they will no scope you, so they still shut you down, even when you think you're about to break through the defenses. But they've just got to try and kind of wait for Epsilon to maybe get overzealous in this game, but it just seems like Jimbo's now going off. He's picking up ground pounds off stream, and we can't not look at Jimbo when he's ground pounding, because he's the player that I've noticed at the moment. He's trying to sneak in while they have these setups, and he seems to be picking up double kills quite frequently.
See what he can do with this pistol. I mean, we just see all the time we're concentrating on Snipe Drone, we're concentrating on the guys with the power weapons, but Jimbo is just doing that dirty work. He's going in there with a pistol, with the AR, with the BR, just doing great work in the middle of the map, just trying to keep Riot off his players. In this moment in time, he's just putting up big shots. Is this going to be the double for Jimbo? I think it is.
Oh, and Hollers takes him down.
Goes around there. Really good shots by him. He's going to be able to pick up the scatter, but as we said, it's one of those weapons where, yeah, it's great close range, but at the same time, the sniper can still be very effective. This moment in time, who is the Snipe Drone, of course, has got a hold of the sniper rifle at this moment in time. Plenty of bullets left as well. 40-22 is the score. It looked like it was on.
We both caught up into our seats there. We thought he was going to hit that no scope, and we were both ready to bounce straight back out.
Oh, but it just looked like it was lining up for him there. But this is really looking good from Epsilon at this moment in time. Looking great up against Riot Gaming, using the power weapons to the best of their ability. And at the same time, you got guys like Jimbo running around there with the shot, with the pistol, looking good for him. But Snipe Drone's in a little bit of trouble here, a little bit of pressure being applied by Riot. But I'm sure Epsilon will answer back.
Snipe Drone's just getting, he's at home here, and he hits the headshot on Tide. It just seems every single time that we are on this guy's point of view, he is hitting a headshot, not just the body shots, he's just the straight up headshot. Destroying, picks up another kill there on Genius, the one that was started by his teammate Bucks 57, but Snipe Drone on the rig, it just seems to be his home. He just knows all of the angles, and you just can't challenge him. You just cannot challenge him with a sniper rifle.
There is nothing better than seeing a good sniper on Halo, I think. You know, just great shots all around, and it's such a thing. It's not an easy thing to use. Yeah, people can pick up headshots, but this many, you know what I mean?
It's the consistency with it.
That's the first bullet I've seen him miss. Look at that, he's just hitting another on his Tide. There's 2 kills left to get. And oh my god, Snipe Drone just going to close this one out. 49-26, not going to pick up the last. They should be able to pick up soon. Genius does answer back. Epsilon looking good for the money at the moment. 49-27 is the score. They're surely going to close this one out any second now, but Snipe Drone really going off on stream here. Genius goes down, Epsilon advance.
And that is why we talk about Snipe Drone, Ton. I mean, those shots at the end, if he would have hit that triple kill at the end, I would have lost my mind. I mean, I nearly lost my voice at the double kill, but if he would have hit that, I mean, it was camo control at the end for Jimbo. He managed to pick up that last kill. But Jimbo actually at the top of the leaderboard with 16 kills. But Snipe Drone, I would like to see how many sniper shots he actually hit in that game with 71.2% accuracy.
How can you argue with it though? I mean,
71.2.
So many shots landed by Snipe Drone. And yeah, okay, we can see people, like we watched the previous game and a couple of guys, well the previous 2 games this morning where a couple of guys were making the sniper, yeah, they were making some nice shots, but that was absolutely sublime. That last double kill that he picked up, almost a triple, just really summarized how well he played that game. Phenomenal work out of Epsilon. They're going to walk away with the series 2-0. Looking very good for them in this tournament. And I mean, everyone's sort of got them around first. I think a couple of guys picked Dignitas and Fuse to maybe potentially do something, but Epsilon seen the real big favorites, and that just showed why the power of Snipe Drone with that sniper, or realistically any weapon, is really, really strong. Jimbo coming in there, making up these kills in the middle of the map with the pistols, the ARs, etc., and the Buck Twins do the exact same thing. They can, but at the same time, you know, Snipe Drone, fantastic with the power weapons, but at the same time, the rest of the players can use them as well. We didn't really see too much of it, but we seen what I think it was 57 had a hold of the sniper as well, and he was phenomenal with it as well. Albeit not as good as Snipe Drone, but at the same time, if you got players on your team like Snipe Drone, yeah, okay,
you give them the sniper.
Yeah, you give them it. But at the same time, if you can use it as well, or maybe not as well, sorry, but
you can be effective with the weapon.
You can still be effective, and it's great to have players in your team who can do a bit of everything. But that power player, Snipe Drone.
I think you learned very quickly why we've been talking about him. But another thing that Epsilon is so good at is Jimbo. He's really good at being on those power-ups. I mean, there's a camo on that map, and as we saw, he picked up the last kill. Any map that Epsilon play on where there's a power-up, Jimbo will always be so hot on those times. I mean, they've got Flames is the coach behind them. And, you know, he's played in some of these cups himself.
How important is that? You know, like having the coach behind them, just call that out, or should you just know it yourself anyway?
I mean, Jimbo has always been like an in-game coach for Epsilon. But if you've got that extra voice behind you just to keep track of it, then it's obviously going to help because it keeps your mind completely focused on your gameplay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the guys are going to really analyze, which is what they do with them being analysts. How
that's what
well
they should do.
That's what they try to do anyway. I'm not really that convinced. Brycey?
Pointing out the analysts at the analyst desk actually analyse the game. Probably the first thing you've got right all weekend. Anyway, let's get the first impressions on that game. What do you guys think?
Well, my prediction almost came true. I said right, they were a strong breakout team, and they pushed Epsilon to a round 9 or round 10, I think it was.
Yeah, actually ended up going to round 10.
So
which,
and it really, I mean, that's
very impressive.
It was very, very close. It was kind of a joy to watch. I mean, it was close for you having your prediction, right? And you can kind of see where the basis of your prediction came from.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They actually they had 2 map points. They went up 4-3 against Epsilon, so they were really, really close in actually taking the map. But there were just certain key mistakes. Obviously, the tied round was the big one. Like in round number 9, when it was 4-4, Riot actually went up 4 versus 2, and we'll break down that a little bit more in depth later on. But they actually went up 4 versus 2, but somehow Epsilon managed to get 2 kills back. I don't know how it happened.
Hey, but that's what makes them first seed, right?
Exactly,
that's the key to it, really, here.
The experience of Epsilon shining through, and when we said they're such a solid breakout team, they managed to get 2 kills back, tie up the round, get all the players back on the board, and they actually ended it on a perfect round as well.
All right, Walshy, what were your kind of first impressions there, kind of seeing them go down? I mean, let's admit it, right? Wonderboy was fairly spot on with his analysis, saying, right, really could take
credit.
Give him some credit, Walshy. Come on.
I'm going to.
Pat me on the back.
Give him a hug.
Thank you.
What I was going to say, had you not forewarned me for this match, I would have just thought, like, wow, like, this is going to be a barn burner match. Like, Riot could maybe even take this series, could even take game 2. But you had called a spot and you said Riot is really good at breakout. Really good specifically at that specific map. And it showed completely. They had a lot of great adjustments I saw throughout the game. Like, we'll break that down a little bit later. But whole point being is they held their own on breakout. But one thing I do have to say, I have to correct myself. I've been saying something incorrectly this weekend earlier.
Hold on now. Walshy's about to correct himself.
I am. So
is this a first?
Yesterday, there was a lot of times where I was praising. I was saying, you know what, like Epsilon and some of these other squads, they're standing out because of their teamwork and their communication and their coordination. After watching that last series, I have to correct myself and say, no, a lot of these other top squads here, squads like Epsilon, are individually better than a lot of other squads here. Like,
so I was right. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, this isn't. I remember this. This was the semi-agreement Walshy had yesterday. I remember this entire thing.
I had to correct myself, and now you're going back on your word saying I was right the whole time.
Well, that's why you shouldn't back down.
I shouldn't have backed
Yeah,
down.
you shouldn't have backed down, yeah.
My opinion doesn't really count
So you're
anymore,
incorrect,
I guess.
yeah, since you backed down.
Okay, cool.
Gotta stand up for
just
yourself.
Just wanted to see if you would take the bait, and you didn't.
I did,
You
I
didn't pass the test. It was a test the whole time.
I failed the test.
I think it's safe to say then, Oshi, that the kind of the players on Epsilon must have really impressed you to kind of gather that opinion over today. Because I said you changed from yesterday.
Yeah, I also didn't get to see Epsilon's first series yesterday. I've obviously seen them play online many other times against other squads, but I think seeing them play other squads that are closer to caliber is different than seeing, some of the matches that we have all been seeing so far this weekend. Like that second game, there was no question who was going to win that game, and especially seeing some of the plays out of players like Snipe Drone and that near no scope from Buck. It's just all around solid Halo fundamentals from the Epsilon players.
Can I just say, I know who's queued up for the interview. If we don't see some kind of GIF happen from this interview, I'm going to be very disappointed. I see a smile on his face right now. I need a GIF out of the Epsilon player here, I'm afraid.
All right, well, you kind of taken my throw.
Sorry.
But let's actually go down to an interview. It's going to be Josh with Jimbo.
Cheers, Bryce. Jimbo, that breakout map, you guys were chasing it for much of that. And then obviously the draw, and then you went on to win it. Were you a little bit fortunate there?
Yeah. The round 9 where we tied it up really just gave us that win because it's a 4v2 and we shouldn't pull out from or get a tie in that situation to allow us to go to the final round to win it. So we were very fortunate for that. Riot played it very well versus us, so it kind of caught us off guard, but we're still confident with our breakouts and we knew we'd come out the win.
Another state dinner on the Slayer. Snipe Drone heating up with that sniper. I'm guessing obviously he's going to be paramount towards the future matches.
Yeah, that's all we do around Rig is just give Mike the sniper and he just goes off of it and we can trust him to do that. As long as we watch his flanks and play around him, then we will come out the win majority of the times.
So you're into the brackets, congratulations. Playing a random C perhaps, possibly, I believe. What do you think to that format?
It's a very different format to what we're used to. It does make it a bit harder considering it's single elim now. From if we lose one series, we're out. So it does make it puts a bit more pressure on us. But we'll still come out on top from majority of our series and carry on going for the win of this event.
Who would you like to play most in the finals?
I'm not really too fussed. I think we'll most likely play Dignitas or Infused. We've beaten both teams quite a few times, so I'm quite confident whatever team we play will beat.
All right, good luck. Brycey, back to you.
All right, well, thank you very much there, Josh. Guys, what did you kind of make of that interview?
No GIF. There was nothing GIF worthy there. Come on, man. Give me something.
You just want him to dance or something?
Yeah, he just does a little
Did
thing.
he just
and,
perform for you?
Hey, look, I'm doing the GIF thing now,
you...
right? Come on, Jimbo. I'm picking up your slack, man. It's not good.
No, I took a lot of confidence in that. Jimbo's very confident in his squad, and it's kind of one of those telling things where it's like, well, I hope we play this squad because we match up better against them. He says, no, just throw any team against us. Yeah. We've beaten everyone. Obviously, we have to prove ourselves at this event. We have to still win the tournament in order to walk away with first here, but Jimbo seems very confident that they can take every team here.
All right, well, let's actually get into this map by map then. Map 1, it's Breakout. What did you make of it?
Well, Epsilon started the game off perfectly. I mean, literally, they had the perfect round. They took down Riot in round number 1 without dropping a single player, and it was pretty simple from them. But I think the tide really turned, to use the pun, when Tide started getting those kind of entry kills, as we call them. And what I mean by that is the first kill in the round. Tide was really the man to get the man advantage for Riot. And he did it round after round. I mean, most of my notes here just says Tide double, Tide opener, Tide, like hit left, right, and center. So I think Tide was the main man for Riot in that game, and he was actually the man to make things happen for Riot.
What I noticed from the Epsilon side is it seems like Jimbo was that initiator in a lot of cases, was always finding these unique angles to, like sometimes poking through the bottom window and picking off someone on main ramp, sometimes jumping up on the top high sneaky ledge and picking up someone generally on main ramp or over near frag grenades. But one thing I do love about Breakout is you see it change round by round, how teams adjust. Like I remember it was round 6, Jimbo jumps up on the top sneaky ledge, picks off someone on main ramp. And round 7 comes around, he's like, hey, you know what? That worked in round 6. I'm going to try this again. Yeah. The instant he got up there, just immediately melted. It was dead. So it's very awesome to see how these teams adjust from round to round, saying like, guess what? Last time I died from someone with the sneaky ledge, if he goes up there again, he's a dead man.
See, it's funny that you actually say that, the round-by-round adjustment, because I have it here. You know, Epsilon took round 1, but then it was 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. So it was really back and forth the whole time. But yeah, like you said, the adjustments really, you know,
now let's
made it
talk
happen.
about the crucial round, though. That
Yeah,
round
that's what I was going to come into next. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that round. 4 against 2. They
Yeah.
had the advantage. Now, they took the flag.
Yeah.
Now, how did that kind of go wrong so quickly?
If you are going to move the flag across on this map, you need to make sure everyone is together. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, everyone has to protect the flag guy. It's like, it's more of the things like we all move as a pack, as one team, and escort the flag, because as soon as one of us gets shot, even if it's not the flag person, everyone can turn around and get the kill on that opposing player. So what it seemed like, from my point of view, is Riots, they just split up. Like they had this 4-person advantage and gave it up. They were able to pick off individual fights and just even up the match. The thing about the objective on Breakout is it's good. Yeah, you can move the flag across and force someone to make a mistake when you have great numbers. However, towards the end, it was a 2-on-2. Why hold on to the flag? There's just that extra period of time where like had Epsilon decided to make a move, they're either, if they had BRs, they were going to be up in a weapon advantage, or they have that slightly better chance of noticing where the flag is. Like, oh, there's the player. He has the flag. I can see exactly where he's hiding now.
Yeah.
So that was a small mishap that went unpunished at the end. But the whole point was they did not escort the flag correctly. On a map like Altitude, you should either be running it over towards the flag side ramp, like down low, and you can basically funnel all the members of Epsilon down that area where you have a 4-on-2 if it's close range battle. Otherwise, just all 4 members literally march across the top center together. Even if someone has a BR and BR tower or on the back flag in a very safe location, with pistols, you're gonna be able to take them out in a 2-on-4 situation.
Yeah.
I think what kind of surprised me there is in that kind of trading situation, seeing you 4 versus 2, even if EPSI did try to make that move and try to get that trade, the fact they didn't get one single trade out scenario to bring it to like a 2v1.
It's because they weren't together. That's the thing, is if you, like, in a lot of cases, towards the end of a breakout map, you can be like literally holding hands with your teammates, like that close, because by the minute and a half mark of breakout game, everyone's already used their grenades.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest deterrents for staying so close to teammates is the fact that you can both take this huge splash damage from a grenade and possibly both die. However, that threat is eliminated as the round goes on. Most, you can kind of infer like, all right, we're this late in the game, we haven't seen a grenade yet, or we've already seen enough grenades that they most likely don't have them, and they just They were not together.
Yeah, well,
and they could have easily, like I said, just traded kill for kill there.
Yeah, they could have either done that, or they could have ran the flag in, but they didn't either. Obviously, the round tied up 2-2, and then in the last round, Epsilon again with a perfect round. It was 4 members alive for the end of the game, and actually I had Epsilon with 3 perfect rounds throughout the whole game. So the rounds that they won, out of 5 of them, 3 of them were perfect. So good stuff from Epsilon.
All right, well, I think that kind of nicely ties it up in a bow there. Map number 1. Let's move on to map number 2. It's the Rig. Now, Walshy, you were speaking a little bit about this before we went live. Kind of, what did you think of this?
You just got to see how Epsilon controlled spawns and a lot of different sniping angles, especially from Snipe Drone. Did such a great job of getting in great positions where you can get, level ground shots on players, and then also just hitting some amazing, like he hit that auto stabilization shot when he was over at Engine 2 and hitting some towards basement. You also saw what Epsilon would do is they would press their advantages. It's not like they were, happy with just getting a pick or 2. They got 3 down. Snipe Drone was part of, a double kill, and immediately pushed over to Engine 2 and looks towards that carbine ramp, realizes, guess what? They're gonna spawn outside. We have inside blocked. So gets that kill, gets another double kill from outside, immediately pushes back in the inside corner trying to block the spawn. Wasn't there fast enough, but ends up getting the trade with the melee. So the whole point is just their awareness of spawns, just the way they were influencing spawns and taking advantage of every little mistake that Riot's made.
Yeah, I can't really agree more with that, to be honest with you. I mean, the master of analysis there just pretty much broke it down. I mean, we speak so much about Snipe Drone being that power weapon player.
It's easiest to watch the flashy players.
Yeah,
that's and that's always a misconception as well.
Yeah.
Because you always tend to give credit to that. It's like, oh, Snipe Drone was the one getting all these kills, getting all these sweet snipes. But the the rest of his teammates, you know, Bucks and Jimbo were the ones that were making that possible. They were the ones over in Whitehall, over in Snipe Hall, distracting, doing damage, and making it so he wasn't getting shot at as he's taking these snipe kills. And he never had to watch his back in certain situations. It's never like there was a situation too where the sniper got snuck up on, but that was far from the norm.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I mean, like you said, it was the players around Snipe Drone making it happen. It was actually Jimbo with the most kills in the game. So we were watching Snipe Drone for most of the game, and yeah, he hit some of these flashy snipes here and there, and it was great to watch. I mean, let's be honest. But it was actually Jimbo who finished with actually more kills than Snipe Drone in the end. So it was good stuff from them.
Yeah, great team effort all around.
So who would you say was the MVP?
Ooh,
pretty tough. I'd say it's got to be Jimbo, personally. I mean, after the breakout performances, I mean, Walshy pretty much picked him as a player on the breakout that pretty much made things happen for Epsilon. And then after game number 2 as well, he had the most kills in game 2. So it's got to be Jimbo for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, he was definitely making the play. Like, that's the thing is, getting the first kill in the breakout match, something like that, is the biggest. Like, it's the biggest game changer. That's the toughest kill to get.
Yeah.
And that's the one that swings things in greatest favor. And when it comes down to something like you said, I didn't get to see fully all the plays Jimbo was making during that rig game. But at the same time, it's always a team effort. Like, it's always tough sometimes choosing MVPs because having been in that competitive scene and competed before, like, you ask any of the players, like, I'm sure you ask Jimbo right now, like, did you single-handedly win that for your team? And I guess I don't know Jimbo very well.
He'd probably say yes. He'd probably say yes.
But a lot of them will say it's a team effort. Like, a lot of times there are intangible stats that don't get shown at the end of the screen. You don't get to see a time where your teammate distracted 2 members and got killed and was
Changes
easy
the
2
game,
headshots for you. And sometimes that doesn't show even in a medal, doesn't even show as distraction medal or assist. So it's always a team effort, and you can guarantee all these, you know, all the members of Epsilon are very appreciative of the small little things that each player does to make the game easy.
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be Jim for MVP for me, but I'm disappointed he didn't give me a GIF from the interview. Come on, man. We've got him waving the check. You know, we've got him doing his little dance on his stream, and I'm just disappointed we didn't see something like that. I wanted to take something from that. Hey, the weekend's still young, though, okay? We still have tomorrow as well.
All right, guys, well, thank you so much for that. Coming up after the break, Dignitas versus Rift. You're not going to want to miss that one. But first, Respectful and Vard find out communication isn't always about sound.
Are we saying, like, everything on the card? Alright, can you hear me? I'm ready, yeah? Alright. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Keep in check.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Keep in change for a 50.
Right, we've got another one. I own a suspiciously small shed.
What? I know I'm speechless or something.
I own
a
suspiciously
Lee
small
what?
small
Mole?
no, man. Small
Spawn? Ball?
small
Small? Small?
shed
Shed?
yeah, man. Yeah, that's right. Alright, I'll have a gander at the headphones, mate. Yeah, I can hear that blasting away.
Right, here's
Hey!
Right.
Mate, that was too loud, come on.
Sir David Attenborough.
I can't do this, man.
Sir
You. Me!
Sir David Attenborough.
Sufficient.
David.
Mate, I can't do this.
Come on.
Try a different card, mate.
Life.
Love.
Life.
Boys, I'm not good enough, boys.
You're rubbish, mate.
Oh, you all need to try this, honestly. It's not as easy as it looks, I
That was the
promise you.
first one.
Sir David Attenborough.
And then that was the second one.
Oh, mate.